Welcome to my class. Let's discuss about the sentence and how is it different from the phrase. As you know that a sentence is a group of words that makes a complete sense. And in this way I have some examples for you all. First you see that in the first example I have written here, you can see because it is very much visible to you, boys are going to school. It is a sentence I have written here. Then the next to it I have written for you, he went to home yesterday, and it is also a sentence. Then how can we know that it is a sentence? Because it has two parts, and one of them is the subject part, and I have put it under box, the subject part, that is boys, and the predicate part starts right from the verb are to school. It is the predicate part, and I have a subject, I have put it under box, and the predicate part starts from went to yesterday, and I am circling it. Okay, so here we have two broad parts, subject and predicate parts, and therefore it is a sentence. So what we know so far? We know so far that sentence means it is undoubtedly a group of words giving rise to a complete meaning, and in addition to this we must have two broad parts, subject and predicate. And here in the past expression we have boys, the subject part, and the predicate part starts right from are to school, so that it is a sentence. And in the second expression we have the subject part he, and the predicate part starts from went to yesterday, so that it is also a sentence. So in the sentence we have a verb in the predicate part. In the first sentence we have a verb phrase, that is are going, and in the second predicate part we have went, the verb. In this way, so in the predicate part we have verbs and also the subject part to give a complete sense, so that it is a sentence. So we have the subject part boys, and the predicate part starts from are to school, and we have the verb phrase, that is are going, and in the second expression we have the subject he, and the verb is went, and the other words are also there in the predicate part, so that it is a sentence. So we can be sure that in a predicate part there must be a verb, and without verb we cannot form a sentence, we cannot think of a sentence. So there must be a verb in the predicate part, and also there must be a subject, and if we combine both the subject and the predicate, then undoubtedly we can call it a sentence. But now we should learn how a sentence is different from the phrase. You see, I have given you some examples here. In the morning, you see, it is written a phrase, and after an hour it is a phrase, on the table it is a phrase, and with my brother it is also a phrase. Then how are they all phrases? Because you see, we have only some words, but some words and expresses a meaning, but not a complete meaning. And how can we know that how can we know that they don't supply us complete meaning? Because in all these phrases, in all these words, we don't have the verb. We have the group of words here: in, the and morning, after an hour, on the table, and with my brother. So we have the words, but the verb is not there, and as verb is not there, so that it is not a predicate part. Then also another thing is there, so we don't have also the subject part here. Okay, so in this way we must be sure that it is a phrase. Though it has some words but gives a meaning, though it has some words giving a meaning but not a complete meaning, so that it is a phrase, right? So we learn that in a phrase we have or we must have some words but not the verb. Okay, got it? Now we can see some examples here. Okay, so you see, before this I have also written the definition of a phrase: a group of words that makes a sense but not the complete sense. A group of words that makes the sense but not the complete sense. So it does not make a complete sense? Because the absence of verb. So in these phrases or in this group of words, there is no verb. In the morning there is no verb. In the afternoon there is no verb. On the table there is no verb. And on with my brother there is no verb. So as verb is not there, so that the predicate part is incomplete, right? And also we don't have the subject part here, though we have a group of words, so that it is called a phrase. So phrase means, you can understand by this way, that a group of words must be there and giving out a meaning but not the complete meaning due to the absence of a verb and the subject part. That's why it is a phrase, right? So now we can take some examples to make our doubt clear. Now I have some questions with you to discuss to make our doubt clear. So you see, I have given you the question like this: say whether the following groups of words make a sentence or phrase. You see here, I have almost 10 questions for you, and let's discuss right now one by one. First, after breakfast in the morning. See whether there is any verb in it, in this group of words or not. See, after breakfast in the morning, no verb, so that it is not a sentence, rather it is a phrase. Sure. Then I shall get up in the morning, so there is a verb group. I shall get up, so that I is the subject, and undoubtedly, and it gives out a complete sense, so that it is a sentence. And it has two parts, subject part and also the predicate part. Then come to the third question: doctors earn a lot of money. Definitely earn is the verb here, so that and the doctor is the subject part, and the predicate part starts from earn to money, so that and earn we have the verb. It is undoubtedly a sentence. Then come to the fourth question: on the roof of his house. You see, on the roof of his house, no verb is there. As no verb is there, so no verb, so that it is a phrase. Then come to question number 5. You studied very hard last year, so you is the subject here, and we have a verb here, that is studied, so that it is undoubtedly giving out the complete sense and having two parts, subject and predicate part. The predicate part starts from studied to studied to last year, and you is the subject, so that it is a sentence. And then come to the question number 6. From a shop near my house. So from a shop near my house, there is no verb, so that it is no verb. No verb means it is a no verb, it is a phrase. And then in the house where he was born, definitely he is here the subject, and was born, where was born in the house, it is the predicate, so that it is definitely a sentence, because it is he is the subject part, and the rest is the predicate part. So where was born in the house, it is the predicate part, so that it is a sentence, because we have two parts in this group of words. Then you see question number 8. She will never speak to you again. So she is definitely the subject part, and the predicate part starts from the auxiliary verb will to again, so that it is the predicate part, and in the predicate part we have the verb group, that is will, speak, and never is here the adverb, and so that it is giving a complete sense, so that it is a sentence. And in the question number 9, the teacher asked us to sit in the hall. The teacher is definitely the subject part, and asked is the verb, and it is the finite verb we can say, because it has agreement with the subject, and to sit is the non-finite verb, and the predicate part starts from asked to hall, and we have also subject part and predicate part, so that it is a sentence. Then in the 10th example, we can find all the students with their white uniform. So here all the students with their white uniform, you can say there is no use of a verb here. There is no verb here in this group of words, so that it is a phrase. Okay. So here we are very much clear about the sentence and the phrase. So a sentence means a group of words making a complete sense, no doubt, but there must be a subject part and a predicate part. But in the phrase, it must be giving some sense, it must be giving some meaning, but not the complete meaning or not the complete sense, because of the absence of a verb in the predicate part. So that we can call it a phrase. Thank you.